Welcome to Daily Global Motivation, the place where your mindset expands, your vision grows stronger, and your life begins to align with success and abundance. Today's message is about thinking rich, attracting success, and building a mindset that allows opportunities to flow into your life like a powerful current. Many people live in a mindset of limitation without even realizing it. They focus on what they lack instead of what they can create. They see obstacles where possibilities exist, but abundance begins the moment your thinking changes. When you train your mind to expect growth, opportunity, and value, your actions begin to reflect that belief. This is not about wishful thinking. It is about powerful thinking combined with consistent action. If you stay until the end, you will understand how successful people develop an abundance mindset that transforms their lives. This message will challenge the way you think about money, success, and your own potential. Subscribe to Daily Global Motivation so you never miss powerful content like this. Now, take a deep breath, focus your mind, and prepare to think differently about your future. You must understand that abundance is first created in the mind before it appears in reality. The way you think about money, success, and opportunity determines how you respond to life. Many people unconsciously believe that success is limited or reserved for others. That belief becomes a barrier that prevents them from taking action. When you shift your thinking to abundance, you begin to see opportunities everywhere. Consider the mindset of Elon Musk, who looked at industries like electric vehicles and space travel and saw possibility instead of limitation. While others saw risk and uncertainty, he saw potential and progress. That way of thinking allowed him to build companies that changed entire industries. The lesson here is clear. When your mindset expands, your possibilities expand with it. You begin to act differently because you believe differently. And belief is the starting point of every achievement. There is a powerful difference between people who chase money and people who attract success. Those who chase money often focused on short-term gains and quick results. Those who attract success focused on value, growth, and long-term vision. Think about Warren Buffett, who built wealth through patience, discipline, and intelligent decisions. He did not rush to get rich quickly. Instead, he focused on consistent growth and smart investments. This mindset created extraordinary results over time. When you think rich, you stop focusing only on immediate rewards. You begin focusing on building systems, skills, and opportunities that grow steadily. This shift changes the way you approach work and decisions. Success becomes something you build rather than something you chase. And over time, that approach leads to lasting abundance. You also need to recognize that abundance is not only about money. It is about opportunity, growth, and the ability to create value. When your mindset is focused on abundance, you begin to see solutions instead of problems. You become more creative and more willing to take action. Look at Oprah Winfrey, who transformed her life by focusing on growth, purpose, and impact. She did not allow her circumstances to limit her vision. Instead, she focused on creating value through her work and connecting with people. That focus led to opportunities that expanded far beyond what seemed possible. When you think in terms of abundance, your perspective shifts. You begin to ask how you can grow, improve, and contribute. This mindset opens doors that would otherwise remain closed, and those doors often lead to success. The way you speak to yourself also plays a powerful role in shaping your abundance mindset. Your inner dialogue can either strengthen your confidence or weaken your belief. If you constantly focus on limitations, your actions will reflect hesitation. But when you train your mind to focus on possibility, your behavior becomes more confident and proactive. Affirm that you are capable of creating value and attracting opportunities. Believe that your efforts can lead to meaningful results. When your thoughts align with growth, your actions follow naturally. This alignment creates momentum in your life. Each step forward reinforces your belief in yourself. Over time, your mindset becomes stronger and more resilient, and that resilience supports your journey toward success and abundance. Asterisk. You need to start seeing opportunities where others only see problems, because that is one of the clearest signs of an abundance mindset. Most people react to challenges with fear, hesitation, or doubt. But successful individuals train themselves to respond with curiosity and determination. When something goes wrong, they ask what can be learned and how the situation can be improved. This shift in thinking changes everything. Consider how Jeff Bezos approached the early days of Amazon. He entered a space filled with uncertainty and competition, yet he focused on what could be built instead of what could fail. That perspective allowed him to innovate and expand far beyond what anyone expected. When you adopt that mindset, problems stop being barriers. They become stepping stones toward progress. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow stronger and smarter. And that mindset naturally attracts success into your life. There's something powerful about the way you use your time when you begin thinking with abundance. People with a scarcity mindset often waste time worrying about what they lack. They focus on limitations instead of possibilities. But when your mind is trained for abundance, your time is spent building, learning, and improving. Look at how Bill Gates used his time during the early stages of his career. He dedicated countless hours to learning, coding, and understanding technology at a deeper level. While others were distracted, he was focused on growth. That discipline created a foundation for long-term success. When you invest your time wisely, your results begin to reflect that effort. Time becomes a tool for building your future rather than something that slips away unnoticed. Every hour you use intentionally moves you closer to your goals, and consistent effort compounds into powerful outcomes. Your environment also plays a major role in shaping whether you think with abundance or limitation. The people you surround yourself with influence your mindset more than you realize. If you are constantly around negativity, doubt, or fear, it becomes harder to think positively. But when you place yourself in environments that encourage growth, your thinking begins to expand. Consider how Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook while surrounded by individuals who are equally focused on innovation and progress. That environment encouraged creativity and bold thinking. When you engage with people who are ambitious and driven, your standards begin to rise. Conversations shift from complaints to ideas. Energy shifts from hesitation to action. Your mindset becomes more aligned with success, and that alignment creates opportunities that would not exist otherwise. Another important shift you must make is learning how to think in terms of long-term growth rather than short-term comfort. Many people make decisions based on what feels easy in the moment. They choose comfort over progress and convenience over discipline. But those choices often lead to stagnation. Successful individuals think differently. They are willing to make sacrifices today for greater rewards tomorrow. Think about Warren Buffett, who built his wealth through patience and long-term thinking. He did not rush to chase quick profits. Instead, he focused on steady growth over time. That approach created extraordinary results. When you begin thinking long-term, your decisions become more strategic. You invest in yourself, your skills, and your future. And that mindset builds lasting abundance. You must also learn to control your focus, because your focus determines your reality. Whatever you consistently pay attention to grows stronger in your mind. If you focus on fear, you will feel limited. If you focus on opportunity, you will feel empowered. Successful individuals train their focus deliberately. They choose to concentrate on growth, solutions, and progress. This mental discipline allows them to stay calm even in uncertain situations. When challenges appear, their focus remains steady. They look for answers instead of dwelling on problems. Over time, this habit becomes automatic. Your mind begins to search for opportunities naturally, and when your focus aligns with growth, success becomes easier to attract. Start realizing that abundance is deeply connected to the way you see yourself and your own potential. Many people limit their growth because they carry hidden beliefs that they are not capable of achieving more. Those beliefs quietly influence decisions, actions, and opportunities. When you begin to see yourself as someone who can grow, adapt, and succeed, everything starts to shift. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you build through action and experience. Think about how Sarah Blakely started Spanx with no background in business and very limited resources. She believed in her idea even when others did not. That belief pushed her to take action repeatedly until she succeeded. When you strengthen your self-belief, your actions become more confident and decisive. You stop waiting for permission and start creating opportunities. The way you see yourself influences the way the world responds to you. And when your identity aligns with growth, abundance becomes more natural. Pay attention to how your habits shape your financial and personal future, because abundance is built through consistent behavior. It is not created by one big decision, but by many small actions repeated over time. Every day you choose whether to move closer to your goals or stay where you are. Successful individuals develop habits that support growth, discipline, and progress. These habits include learning regularly, managing time wisely, and taking action even when motivation is low. When your daily routine supports your long-term vision, progress becomes steady. Over time, those small actions compound into significant results. Think about how athletes train consistently to improve their performance. The same principle applies to success and abundance. Your habits define your direction, and your direction determines your destination. There is also a powerful connection between gratitude and abundance that many people overlook. When your mind focuses only on what is missing, it creates a feeling of scarcity. But when you take time to appreciate what you already have, your mindset begins to shift. Gratitude trains your mind to recognize value in your life. This recognition creates a sense of fulfillment and confidence. When you feel grateful, your energy becomes more positive and open. Opportunities become easier to notice because your perspective is no longer clouded by negativity. Successful individuals often practice gratitude daily because it strengthens their mindset. It reminds them of how far they have come. It keeps them grounded while they continue to grow. Gratitude does not stop ambition, it strengthens it. And a grateful mind naturally attracts more positive experiences. You also need to understand that abundance requires courage, because growth often demands stepping into uncertainty. Many people remain stuck because they are afraid of making mistakes or facing failure. But progress only happens when you are willing to take risks and try new approaches. Think about how entrepreneurs launch businesses. Without knowing exactly how everything will work, they move forward because they believe in the possibility of success. That courage allows them to learn, adapt, and improve along the way. Fear will always exist, but it does not have to control your actions. When you act despite fear, your confidence begins to grow. Each step forward reduces hesitation. Over time, courage becomes part of your identity, and that courage opens doors that fear would have kept closed. Finally, begin to recognize that abundance is not something you chase. It is something you align yourself with. When your mindset, habits, and actions support growth, opportunities begin to flow more naturally. You stop forcing outcomes and start creating conditions for success. This alignment brings clarity to your decisions. It reduces confusion and increases focus. You begin to trust your ability to navigate challenges. Your energy becomes more consistent and productive. People notice your confidence and are more willing to collaborate with you. Opportunities appear because your actions invite them. Over time, this alignment strengthens your results, and your life begins to reflect the abundance you have built internally. Asterisk. Now is the moment where everything begins to come together, because abundance is not just something you understand, it is something you live every single day. You cannot think in one way and act in another and expect powerful results. Your thoughts, your habits, and your actions must align with the life you want to create. When you begin thinking rich, your decisions become more intentional. You stop settling for less than your potential. You start demanding more from yourself, not out of pressure, but out of belief. This belief becomes the fuel behind your discipline. It keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. Abundance is built in the quiet moments when no one is watching. It is built through consistent effort and strong thinking. Over time, those efforts create momentum, and that momentum leads to extraordinary results. There will be moments when doubt tries to enter your mind, and those moments will test everything you have learned. You may question your path, your progress, and your potential. That is completely normal, because growth is uncomfortable. But this is where your mindset becomes your greatest weapon. When doubt appears, remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself of the vision you are building. Successful individuals are not free from doubt. They simply refuse to let it control their actions. They move forward even when they feel uncertain. That decision separates those who succeed from those who stop. Every time you push through doubt, your confidence becomes stronger. You begin trusting yourself more deeply, and that trust becomes the foundation of lasting success. Understand this clearly. Abundance requires commitment, not just interest. Many people are interested in success, but very few are truly committed to it. Interest fades when things become difficult. Commitment remains strong, even when progress is slow. When you commit to growth, you show up every day regardless of how you feel. You continue learning, improving, and taking action. This level of consistency builds something powerful within you. It builds discipline, resilience, and confidence. Over time, these qualities become part of your identity. You are no longer someone who hopes for success. You become someone who expects it because you are working for it, and that expectation drives even greater effort. Start seeing yourself as someone who naturally attracts success, because identity shapes behavior. When you identify as someone who grows, learns, and creates value, your actions begin to reflect that identity. You no longer hesitate as much as before. You take action with more clarity and purpose. You become more focused on opportunities instead of obstacles. This shift may feel subtle at first, but it creates powerful change over time. People begin to notice your confidence and determination. Opportunities start appearing because you are ready to act on them. Your mindset becomes a magnet for growth. Your actions reinforce your belief, and your belief strengthens your results. Now this message comes down to a simple but powerful truth. Abundance is not something reserved for a few people. It is something you can build through your mindset and your actions. You have the ability to change the way you think, starting today. You have the ability to take control of your habits and your focus. You have the ability to create value and attract opportunity. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, because that moment does not exist. Start where you are and build from there. Stay consistent, stay focused, and keep improving every single day. If this message inspired you, subscribe to Daily Global Motivation for more powerful content like this. Like this video to help spread this mindset to others who need it. Comment below, I think rich, if you are committed to building an abundance mindset. And always remember that when you change the way you think, you begin to change the entire direction of your life.